It is a long road to get to this event, the Chino Challenge 2023, a demolition derby that requires the biggest and best in skill to not only build, but to also drive. This is one of the biggest and baddest in Southern California, and the Demolition Derby main event has finally arrived. These are the highlights from the heat races, from the Last Chance qualifier. I'm Jeffrey Best alongside Tommy Mason, and it is time for the main event. Who still has a chance? Who can bring it at the end? There's still a lot of fight to go.
There's a lot of money on the line and a lot of pride in this Chino Challenge. Once a year, these drivers get a chance to go for the trophy, the 32nd edition, and now 18 cars fighting for a trophy and the win. How did we get here? Well, the top 4 in the heats plus the Mad Dog transferred to the main event. So the Mad Dog plus the top 2 in the Last Chance. We are here at the Chino Fairgrounds in the middle of town. You see the warehouses and this Demo Derby Arena. We do a lot of events here, but this is the one we look forward to the most.
Yeah, not only us, but a lot of the fans. They pack this place every time. This is your lineup for the Chino Challenge 2023. The drivers that made it here had to, again, get through heat races, Last Chance qualifiers, the heat of the day. It was a hot one here in Chino. Anybody that's standing out to you going into this one, I'm going to come back to you because we do have a couple Mad Dogs that we have to point out. Steve McWilliams in the 95, Andrew Oatman in the 57A. We saw Brad Foyle get it in the Last Chance qualifier, and Psycho Byron get it in his heat.
Well, you kind of stole some of my names, but in fact, on that sheet, I think everybody has a great fighting chance to get their way to a Chino Challenge victory. The officials are at the ready, the drivers are green, and it is time to decide a champion.
And they're wasting no time with
Not
these hits.
at all. Again, Mad Dog pays. Also, so does the winner of this event. You want to try to earn both if you can. Andrew Oatman on that rear camera shot, laying in some hits.
So this is where you're going to start establishing. Everyone's already got an idea of what you're bringing here in the heat races.
Nobody's wasting any time, though. I mean, you said you're going to establish. You're here to kind of play a little bit of chess match, and you're also here to lay in some hits where they count the most. On board with Matt Burns, everybody going after the 3522 car. There were 2 drivers in this car.
That's right. Trevor Hanlon, he gets his time in the spotlight now in that car.
Thanks to Ethan, who made his way through his heat race.
They didn't even know if they'd make it to the B main, and they're like, oh, you made it to the main event. Okay, we'll take that. There were some fun stories between the heat races and the main event here. He's driving around. You'll see him occasionally. That number 2 of Alex Torres, we mentioned that his crew told him to give it hell. They said, we didn't mean the car. We meant everybody else.
He used that 2 car up in the heat race. Surprised that it's even running in this main event, but great work on that team.
That car might have had the most work to get back into this main event.
We saw him in the heats driving with his hands.
That's right.
All right, 327 getting met up with Partita in the 108, 327 of Door. A lot of names doing a lot of work. There's Torres.
Where's he going?
He's stuck in the mud. He's trying to drive out, but everybody's piling in. He's able to free himself, though.
Never give up, never surrender as he goes head to head.
Look at this. Right through the moat and right into Byron in the 5150.
He's just driving no different than he did in the heat race.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the shot that Byron got from the 2. So Byron, he picked up a Mad Dog. You see a couple of cars there. Door trying to avoid the moat if you can. You can put yourself in a weird spot sometimes and hang yourself up.
Door, one of our B-main bombers, he transferred through, as did that car that just slammed into him, the 75 of Gage Flack. And the 00 of Brad Foyle. So they've been through more events than anybody else. Their cars have been through more turmoil than any of the other competitors up to this point. Maybe besides Alex Torres. That thing, there wasn't much left to it. But there's a lot of cars stacking up, and I think Trevor Hanlon gets pushed into the moat.
He got it from Oatman there in the 57A, shoved into the moat.
Now, at this point, there's still enough. I mean, almost everybody's still running. Do you think there's hope for him that somebody might tap him out of there?
Yes, you could get another hit from somewhere else that puts yourself onto the flat part of the track, or you're just stuck. Either way you look at it, do not pull that stick. You just have to kind of wait or rock the car if you can.
There's the 5150. Psycho Byron lining up his next shot. Believe it or not, the back end of the 75 used to have a trunk. There is nothing left back there on flat.
I think those eggs are squished. There's Foyle's car. That thing is still bouncing. No left front tire mounted to the rim.
And nobody's helping Hanlon.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh, but we're red. You can say, unfortunately, when you see an opportunity like that, you just leave them. Leave them in the corner because you don't want to assist them by freeing themselves. We're red. And I can't tell why Partita and some others don't see it yet. And I think now some are getting the picture. It looks like a bumper on the right side of the screen. And we're still making hits. Come on, guys. Eyes up, eyes up. That's where the officials need a train horn.
We have most of their attention. There's still some people driving around right now.
And it looks to be debris over there, and the official is picking it up. So it looks like some type of bumper.
Now, who lost that?
Yeah. Well, the 2 was over there a little bit ago.
Wouldn't surprise me. Of Torres. A shout out goes to all the volunteers here. There's Hanlon. We talked about him being stuck. He's probably trying to bribe somebody right now to push him out.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out. I don't think he's been timed out yet, but I don't think he has much hope of getting out of that moat.
Yeah, that thing is stuck pretty far in on that front end. And they dig the moat just deep enough a lot.
Oh, someone else is going to go into it. That's
Partita.
The 108.
Here's Torres in the 2.
Where?
Somewhere in that steam. Look at that.
Oh, man, this has been the showman for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this Chino Challenge.
The 2 of Torres not going to have a wrinkle in his clothes after this team. And you can see him all piled up there in the center now.
So we saw Partita get pushed in to the moat. Now, Partita, he was one of the biggest hitters, maybe looked one of the strongest in any of the heats.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one that's going to get knocked out here if he can't get out, and it doesn't look like he can.
So 2 good runners stuck in the moat. Of course, the fire and the police looking lights on there. There's Denzoin in the 69. He ran a pretty good heat race. 61, the Rust car is still making work in the center.
You don't need a nice paint job to make it run good.
Black, like you said.
Look,
There's nothing. It's just the back window now.
Ooh.
Oh, Byron, he's in the moat. Foyle tried to spin the 5150, but Byron drives out of it.
Foyle's car holding up very well after going through the B main event. Here's Brian Horton. He's shoving. That's shoving Foyle. They're coming into Hanlon.
Oh, what a hit. We got the 35-22 up on his side. Red is out. And we got to get an update on that driver. I see people cheering. And look at he's more than okay. He's perfect.
Trevor Hamlin letting his crew know that everything is A-okay.
Wow. How did that... I got to see a replay on that one.
I'm looking.
How did that work? What happened?
Well, this should tell everything.
So it looks like Horton...
So Horton was shoving Foyle and just never stopped.
No. Not at all.
I don't know where Foyle was going to end up. Oh, my gosh. Look at the force of this hit.
Partita just sitting there.
Partita's going to look over.
Whoa! They're the car in your
somewhere in
window.
there, you can actually, I think, see our GoPro go flying.
So here's a shot from Foyle getting pushed into Hanlon and up on the moat.
That
in the
is
berm.
Massive.
Oh, we got a rear shot on Hamlin.
Oh, here goes the camera.
It's in the dirt somewhere now.
It's part of the moat.
Yeah. Here's a shot from Horton. This is what we saw in the live shot right before in pile drives.
Well, we talked about Hanlon wanting someone to get him out of the moat, but not like this.
No, not at all.
Look at the ferocity. I mean, that was huge.
Taking this one at slow-mo, and there's the GoPro.
nice work to our team there with the replay.
Oh, man. Well, there it went.
Oh, well, so we put the 335-22 back on its wheels.
And
Foyle
Foyle
come out.
And Foyle's back on track, so they were able to pull
That
him
car's
from the
still
moat.
running.
Yeah, after that huge hit. Look at Foyle's left front just laying over. Northcutt there.
Yeah, so we just basically rolled the car over. The green comes back out, and it almost feels like people are going twice as hard already. Is there a mentality there?
I think it's, once you get that, you can likely take more competitors who are having issues out, or you're just tired of waiting and you want to put in some hits.
Oh!
There's Oatman almost getting a car in his rear speaker area. There you see it, the close-up.
That is the 43 hanging out of Derek Partita.
198 of Hensley. We haven't talked about him too much. There's Burns in the 73. Two drivers that have some good-looking cars left in this Derby that have just kind of been laying low, making their hits count when they need to, but keeping a car running for the win. Though I can list names on who could be our Mad Dog recipient. I mean, Oatman was out there hitting hard. Horton obviously shoved Foyle into a rollover. Byron and so many others have been laying in the hits. Of course, Torres, he's out in the corner, but he's been putting on quite the show. We're back on board with Byron Northcutt. He looks like he just pulled the wheel off of somebody's car, or a wheel has been sitting there.
Pulling the limbs off of the bugs. He is just, we're going to throw the red flag again
you
right
see
now.
The wheel and tire sitting in the center of the track.
Yeah, we try to avoid having any extra dangers out there in the arena of a demolition derby. So the red flag's going to come out here. We're going to, eventually, when all the competitors are going to stop, but there is our culprit, the wheel that's sitting right out there, and gonna get that cleaned up and tidied up, and the green flag's gonna come back out as we have another pause in the action. Does this mean they're gonna go 3 times as hard now?
I think, hey, why not? These red flags, you get in a rhythm, and then you once that rhythm stops, sometimes you just go a little bit crazy. Here's Byron getting a piece of door. Door has not broken that stick. That 327 goes into the moat.
He just got put there. He got picked up and put to bed.
He got help from the 69 as well, so team up on Door. Horton on the 72.
We've been seeing a lot of Denzoin in this main event. Had a quiet heat race, but he's certainly been making some noise during this main event.
Ozzy, another driver that I want to keep my eyes on, the 72, who just got hit. Ozzy's out there running, keeping that 72 together for a win here tonight. Matt Burns on board. We're on the top of the roof there. His doors, 327. He's trying to rock that car. Yeah, this is what you do when you're in the moat. You can't give up. Sometimes you have to drive out of it the hard way, if you can.
The 36 is not wanting to join him right now, but Denzoin's not giving him a choice.
Oh!
He needs to get that momentum. He needs to build up a little speed. That's what he's trying to do.
The worry is when you try to drive out of the moat, you dig yourself into it deeper.
Some big hits there. That's Foyle receiving one from Horton. He's still trying.
He's still rocking that 327. Here's
on,
Oatman. Rear bumper cam on Denzoin. We got some good action here at this Chino Challenge. Part of the reason why we always try to be here as often as we can. It took us a long time to get back. All on our doing.
Too long.
Too long.
Too long.
Here's Horton. And we're so glad to be back here on Low Budget TV. He puts a big hit on Burns in the 73. Foyle, that 00 car, it's been through it here tonight, and it's still going.
There's the 61, the rust bucket that's out there as Joshua Babb tries to keep it running. It might be on its last leg.
Hensley, I don't know. He might be.
He's still going.
Hensley might be a little lost out there. He doesn't have strong in the one car like he did in the heat race.
Who am I supposed to hit now?
Yeah, exactly. What am I doing here?
Oh, Burns delivered.
Oatman there in the 57. And he lost the camera.
Knocked off our shot.
That was a good hit.
Thanks, Burns. Burns. The 61 here, trying to get that thing refired. That's what all that exhaust fire is.
Hensley in the 198 driving around the track, making it count. Laying in the hits when they can find them. So Horton running. Oatman running.
Oatman's coming in for a shot. Gonna get a good hit there on Denzoin. That's Hensley coming in. Riding along.
You can see some of these cameras starting to get tired too. A little dirty, a little muddy. And Oatman's going to get it from Burns. They're working over the 57 right now.
The 61 has not stopped trying to refire.
No, you got it. That's part of the Derby. You got to stay in it to win it. Hensley backing up, going after Oatman, trying to put Oatman in the moat. Getting there, getting closer.
Ooh. You know, Brian Horton's seat just looks so comfortable, doesn't it?
It does. I think that's why his butt's not sore, but I'm sure the top of his head is.
Yeah.
The way that thing is bouncing and hitting the roof. Here he goes, a hit, and the teamwork there. Is that Foyle in the 00?
Someone just lost the radiator.
And it looks like the 42. So they were working over the 00.
Oh, a huge hit there.
And Hensley is in the moat. Here's another shot of it. Oatman with a huge smack to the passenger side.
Wow. I thought that car was almost going to go over.
Here's the onboard of Hensley. You see, they just are piling into the Partita Penland.
Oh my gosh. I mean, hands flung off the wheel.
And almost tipping it over right there.
Scott Hensley almost getting the second big hit.
But he's able to drive out of it.
Oh, man. So if you're Oatman right now, are you like, uh-oh?
Yeah, that's probably spells disaster.
Hensley's already like, okay.
Well, I think Hensley's found his target. Over on the far side of the track, you can see Foyle, Byron, and Horton doing battle. Hensley working on the 57 of Oatman.
Oh, man. If I'm Oatman, I'm regretting decisions right now. Been here with the Derby where you make the big hit, you deliver it, but then your car gives up and you're like, oh no.
And you just have to take it.
Right. That was a huge shot that Oatman gave, and now it's the 198's turn. To be fair, these hits have not been comparable to the hit that Hensley got, but Hensley just parked him in the moat.
That's kind of, that satisfactory shove into the moat, like, yeah, okay, you laid the hit on me, but I'm putting you out. Foyle there, back on board, and that camera's getting dirty, which tells me something is likely steaming and leaking and smoking all over the lens.
Some oil that's definitely escaping from somewhere, but we'll excuse that at this point in the Chino Challenge.
Yeah. So we got 36 of Mikowski still in it.
I haven't talked a lot about Mikowski in this Derby, but still hanging in there strong.
Oh, man. You can see some of the ruts in this track getting deeper as this Derby goes on. It's another added element.
I was going to ask if you're surprised that Brad Foyle's been able to last as long as he had after going through the B-Main. We know that driver and team have a lot of experience with this event, but I figured that after some of the hits, not to mention that he was the one who nearly flipped somebody over in this event, that car's still hanging in there as strong as it is.
Well, it looks like the official, they're throwing the flash sign either at somebody or we're going red.
I think they were flashing it at us.
Oh, we are red. Okay. Yeah, they're telling us to knock it off. So that's Oatman there, who is either trying to catch his breath.
I think his seat fell off.
Or his seat fell off. Either way, he's climbing out of it, so that's good to see. I was worried there a little bit that.
So this is going to allow, you see Dorer climbing out of his 327. This is going to allow a lot of the other drivers to clear out. So now pretty much everybody left here on the arena they're in it to win it.
Yeah, we got, looks to be maybe 4 to 5 still running for that top 5 spot. But of course, everybody wants to win. So Mikowski in the 36 looks like Foyle, Horton, Byron.
And these red flags, these are not, when you have your radiator steaming like Horton has right now, he does not want to see any more brakes.
Yeah, not at all.
He wants this to run all the way through. We're sitting with Matt Burns right now as he has a nice view of what's going on. Unfortunately, his car's not doing much of anything.
69 of Denzoin still running as well. So plenty of cars left to decide, but these cars, as you can see, they're twisted up, beat up.
There's not even a number left on the 00. So as Foyle tries to, I guess, line up his next hit, he's going to get some attention from Psycho Byron in the 5150.
Yeah, Foyle looks to be slowing down there, which is not good.
Looks like Hensley's stuck, maybe to the 36. As here comes Foyle. Don't go in the mode.
Oh, but he gets shoved by Northcutt into the dirt.
He didn't have a choice.
No, that car looks to be easy pickings now. And you can see we're on board with him as he goes into the berm.
He's not even in the moat. He got pushed like...
He's practically out of the ballpark.
Right.
Oh, and he got a face full of it here. Nice work setting up those cameras.
So here's Scott Hensley in the 198. And you see the officials trying to indicate something.
Looks like maybe to
they're saying go that way.
Break it up a little bit. Maybe the officials don't like that they're pinned together. Yeah, it looks like they're...
Hensley's even like, what do you want me to do?
Oh, their bumpers are tight or something. So the official's trying to tell Hensley, hey, come on, don't pin him. And Hensley, he looks like he's just trying to undo the mess.
Yeah, he wants to get... There he goes. He's able to get out of there. And he's going to go right back in.
Oh, yeah. All right. Mikowski now in the moat in the 36.
This is where Mikowski turns to the official. Did you see that?
Yeah. He pinned me. Northcutt on the gas. He's into the 69.
Oh, big hit to Denzoin.
Yeah, Horton came across the track and got him there. So it looks like we're down to 4.
All right. I'm going to pin this on you.
Okay.
Who's looking like they're in the best of shape right now?
Well, I was going to point out the 42 is running strong, except for there's smoke coming out from the exhaust pipes. I would say...
It looks like yellow smoke.
Yeah, I don't know what... Well, the car's yellow, so maybe he's making margaritas over there. Hensley has a great-looking car compared to the rest. Byron, you can never count him out. He's been laying in some hits.
Yeah.
Horton's back running, but that car looks pretty beat
Yeah.
up. Denzoin might be the sleeper in this, though.
I thought I was going to say Denzoin was looking good until recent. That car's starting to struggle a lot more. It looks like he took some damage on the right rear, maybe. That's really wound that car up.
Well, Horton, as much as that car is struggling, he's making it work.
He is. I think if I had to say who's looking the strongest to me right now, it's probably that 5150.
Yeah, I mean, that thing looks like still plenty of wagon left in it. But that front end is pretty used up.
Gonna be wagging his tail.
He's been moving the quickest, though, and that's always something to... Looking at attitudes of vehicles.
Look at
this late
Denzoin
in the
now.
Derby.
Denzoin's stuck.
Is he hung up? Is he hung up on the 2?
It's hard not to be. That car's all over the place.
So Horton smoking, steaming. Byron gonna miss.
That was a big miss.
Horton.
Or did he?
Oh! Up on the passenger side. Horton's just trying to get this 42 fired up. You can see him pumping the pedal.
He knows more's coming.
Are we down to the final 2, Jeffrey?
The 198 of Hensley, the 5150 of Psycho Byron Northcutt. The 69 still trying to get rolling.
Oh, but Horton's back going. The 42 back in it. For how much longer, though?
And Denzoin reaching for the stick. It looks like the 69 is going to be out. 3 left to go in the 2023 edition of the Chino Challenge, and it is down to 2 big station wagons and the 198.
All right.
All 3 of these guys have been laying huge hits down. We saw the 198 receive some big hits as well. But now it is down to the strategy. How do you eliminate your competition without taking yourself out? We've seen it come down to drivers missing other cars and driving into the moat. Do you dare risk dragging other cars towards the moat at this point, or do you want to be in the center?
That might be a strategy, but that also, if your car hiccups at the wrong time, that could be it. Horton still struggling to keep this 42 car running.
This car's on its last leg right now.
I think to your question, Jeffrey, you just want to keep running into the nearest car and hope you can get a suspension component, maybe a rear wheel, maybe even just knock something loose in the engine. Horton back running though. He gets into Byron.
You also don't want to get stuck at this point. As Scott Hensley.
Yeah.
That 198.
See, he did the lights inside the car. I wonder if that's a distraction or not. Or maybe it's a mood setter.
He's raving.
Yeah, he is. Man, there is not much left of that 42, but the 5150, looks like Byron is looking at the passenger floor, which tells me he's having an issue now.
Possibly battery issue. You see that's where a lot of times they're going to set up those cables so you have easy access to them in the event that something comes loose. And can it now be between Horton and Hensley?
If Horton can finish somehow in this top two after this car has been struggling, now they're tied up.
Now they're stuck.
You can see Horton trying to refire and Byron's back running.
And now he's got them sitting right where he wants them. If he can keep running, I don't think that car's still running.
Horton back going. He's going to shove around the 198 of Hensley.
Mashing the gas, putting on a show. The fans are loving it here in Chino, California, at the Chino Fairgrounds, as we are about to determine a winner.
What's going on with the officials?
He's raving. He wants to vibe with Hensley.
Who are we pointing at? Is it the 5150 or the 198?
Is it possible that the 5150 was timed out? He was. They pointed at the watch. The 5150 timed out.
So Byron timed out, but who is the 42 still running? Is Horton still in this derby?
Hensley is like, he's running enough.
Well, Horton's car is smoking, but it's not moving. Hensley's going to make sure of it now.
So Brian Horton looking like he at least is going to finish in the top two. Like we talked, that thing blew a radiator what feels like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, Byron's signaling either to finish this car off or to help him get it running again.
He's got the Joker feel. Hit me.
So Hensley looks to be the survivor in the Chino Challenge, working over the 42 of Horton.
This car took a shot that we thought could have rolled him over at one point in this derby. And the 198 of Scott Hensley is going to get the flag. The checkered is going to go to the 190. Of course, now.
Of course, Horton's running again. But what a duel, what a derby, and Hensley hangs on to win it. Wins it all tonight.
You see the competitors coming on over to congratulate. Scott Hensley gets the victory, and the lights come on the roof.
So his mood is set just right inside the car and now outside. He is the winner, and he is climbing out. Congratulations to Scott Hensley. Looks like also a big sigh of relief at this point in the derby.
Yeah, I think that's Denzoin there celebrating with him from the 69. These guys just hugging it out, everybody. Had a great time. I know we did. What a fun demolition derby that this was, and it was a dogfight all the way down to the wire.
I mean, there were some hits from the start all the way to the finish, and the drama at the end was a big buildup to this moment of who was going to win, especially with some of these cars stalling, sputtering, smoking, and steaming. But Hensley, that 198, did not waver a minute, even after a huge hit that he got.
And I love to see this. The competitors walking up, hugging it out, laughing. Because that's what these events are all about, the fun factor. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of money on the line. Yes, they hurt. And yes, you're putting each other in danger by the nature of the sport, but that you could get out of the event and high-five each other and be like, damn, we put on a hell of a show. That's what the Chino Challenge is all about.
And the crowd right there wrapped around. The drivers can hear the crowd on every big hit. You can see some of these teams looking over the damage, realizing that there's not much left of their Chino Challenge competitor, and we will send it down to victory lane.
Well, folks, here at the Chino Demolition Derby, a hard-hitting one. We had cars turning over, cars flying in through the air. You were a kind of a result of some of those, but our winner here, Scott Hensley, driver of this 198 machine, got the lights up on top. Scott, tell us about that Derby.
Oh man, that Derby was pretty good, pretty hard hitting. Got a lot of hard hitters out there, and it was a rough go for sure. So luckily we were able to come out on top with it, and it's we love to be able to come out on top. Chino's my hometown, and this is like the bucket list Derby to win. So,
and let's tell everybody why. What makes this Derby so special to win?
For me, hometown. It's the biggest Derby around here.
Yeah. And it's got prestige. This has been a long-running demolition derby. We've seen it evolve from where it was more stock class cars. Look at this thing. This thing took some massive hits, and yet it still looks like it's ready to go for another demolition derby. You ready to run it again?
We'll have to do some work to it, but I'm sure we will definitely take it somewhere else to go run again.
That's so cool. Now, how long have you been doing demolition derbies?
This is actually my 10th year in Chino, and Chino's where I started.
And this is how many wins?
In Chino, the very first one.
Win number one. So a very special win for Scott. Now, as it boiled down to the end there, it kind of looked like it was two different sets of teams there. What was going through your mind?
Oh, it was definitely two sets of teams. Kevin, who got fourth, runs with me, and Byron and Brian are also, good friends of ours that, got 2 and 3. So we knew if it came down to the four of us, it was 2-on-2.
It was such a cool demolition derby to watch, seeing it boil down to that. There's a lot of names on here, a lot of crew members. Let's hear who you got to thank.
Well, first of all, probably my wife for putting up with us all the late nights building and, being out in the backyard, and she's dealing with my crazy kid. And, my buddy Kevin, we brought him on board this year, and he's been nothing but a blessing to help me get these cars done.
All right, well, big congratulations. First win in Chino. You deserved it. Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Everyone, Scott Hensley takes home the victory here, the Chino Demolition Derby. There's the trophy.
On behalf of WGS Motorsports, congratulations on first place, man.
What a presentation. It's like the Olympics out here, just a little bit more dirty. Scott Hensley.
Congratulations, Scott Hensley. And I feel like the Chino Challenge is a bit of the Olympics. Look at some of these hits. Look at the highlights, Jeffrey. I never want to miss another one.
Absolutely. Sorry, I had to run back up here after that interview.
Yeah, catch your breath.
But yeah, no, I mean, what an amazing event. Look at some of these hits that we saw here. 2023 delivered, as always. You cannot miss the Chino Challenge in Chino, California. And these competitors, once again, prove to us why.
A big thanks to all the people on the production crew, as well as the drivers, team, and every fan here tonight.
But a big congratulations to first-time victor Scott Hensley, the 2023 Chino Challenge winner.